Guys, I want to just ask a question. What's the first thing you think about when you think about community? Linda, when you think about community, what's the first thing you think about? Think about community. Togetherness. Dave?
Schools and churches.
Schools and churches.
Gifts and talents.
Gifts and talents. Now, one of the considerations when we're building communities is how can we not assume that people are broken when we're going into communities of high unemployment. Not having that conversation with them, but having the conversation. There was a very interesting book, having a conversation from a book that I read the other day, and it is a powerful book that Rudy actually gave me. It's called When Helping Hurts. Steve Corbett and Brian Fikkert. And what they're suggesting in this book is that you don't go into communities and have the conversation that people are broken, because you'll lose that community immediately. Instead, you take that community and you say, what gifts can you bring? And from those gifts, how can we create more good stuff? Now, over at Jubilee Jobs, what we're trying to do is go into these communities and say, you're not broken. We can't fix you, but let me give you a couple of tools. Now, at Jubilee, we are a job readiness preparedness organization. Been around for 28 years. And we've been in this community, communities of high unemployment, communities of underdevelopment, people's skills that are being left on the table. And we're suggesting that there are some tools that we can offer. You know, now I tell people very honestly, hey, this is if I give you a tool for a Phillips screwdriver and you still want to use a hammer, perhaps we can't help you, you know. But it really comes down to having that conversation and finding out the best means by which to suggest to folks, this is how we can help. Taking your talents, bringing them into the things that we've learned, whether, like I was talking to Dave the other day, I says, look, we've got all of these books that are giving us opportunity and potentials. Now, if we read that book and we leave that book we leave what we've learned from that book in our pocket, then we're not doing anything to build a community. We're not taking what we've learned, something that we heard from Partners Worldwide, from Rudy, from events like this, and spreading it out to these communities and saying, hey, look, here's another tool. Here's something that we came across that may benefit you. So what we're suggesting over at Jubilee Jobs is that, listen, let us get you ready to be in the workforce, to not only get the job, but to keep the job. So then when we have Partners Worldwide and the wonderful things that they're doing, creating these jobs, you can stand and say, I'm ready. I've been prepared. I know how to not only get it, show up, be there, apply my work ethic, but I can keep it now. I can keep that job because I've got some tools. You know, I'm not trying to hit that Phillips screwdriver with a hammer anymore. Whereas before, that may have been the case. And you don't get a quick result. You know, I've done it. When I was younger, I'm trying to hit, Dad, why isn't this going in? Well, son, you're using the wrong tool. We go into these communities of high employment, we start giving them tools, and we start showing them that, yes, you can do these things. And we're seeing fundamental shifts in thinking. We're hearing a lot of people say, hey, I never thought about it like that. When, as before, perhaps getting in trouble was the business of choice, if you will, and that was fun, but that's like beta tape, right? That's played out. Nobody's using 8-track, nobody's using beta tape. We've got some new technologies. So if we use that metaphor, we're using the new technologies of what's happening now, the kind of things that Partners Worldwide is doing, things that Restore is doing, and saying, hey, look, here's some new technology, here's some new tools, come over here, see if you can use those things to now move your community, change your community, and I think we can change the world that way. Amen. Would you agree with that? That if you use those tools, that we can change the world? Rudy, do you believe that? Dave? Now, as I said before, and when I was talking to Dave, I said, listen, this is a wonderful opportunity that we have here at Baker Bookhouse. This Baker Bookhouse has all of the, I was looking over in the new arrivals. Max Lucado, you know, he's obviously putting out his 101 book this week. But I mean, there's some information that we can gather from that stuff. You know, some other people that I look at and say, you know, how can I get something today that I can spread out as a seed that seed will also grow and multiply. That now you can pick from the fruit that I gathered today and spread out. And if you do the same thing, that you can multiply this community effect. And again, over at Jubilee Jobs, this is what we're trying to do. We will work with people that are returning citizens. We'll work with people that are just underdeveloped. We'll work with areas of high unemployment, because in that Baxter community, that's what we're doing. And we're just saying, come on in as you are, where you are, and let us give you a tool. We're saying to them that we need you. We're saying to them that we need you to take these seeds and then build your community. That's what we're doing over at Jubilee. We're partnering up with Rudy and his group, Restorers. We're doing what we can to get this word out. And as you hear it today, as you gather these seeds today, I would like you to go and spread it too. Is that all right?
Amen. That's good. Amen. Good stuff.
All right. Well, I thank everyone for coming.